The day I left on my business trip, my husband brought his girlfriend inside our Manhattan penthouse. They kissed passionately on the bed I had just made, but they had no idea Sterling Tech had just developed a brand new live streaming surveillance app. Every move they made was being broadcast live to the entire internet. Before we go any further, subscribe to this channel and tell us in the comments where you're tuning in from. Sterling Tech's new app streams real-time footage so the wronged spouse can gather evidence when they catch their partner cheating. To secure my shot at making VP, I volunteered to beta test the product and handle the user research report. I never imagined the app would end up rerouting my entire life. The instant the monitoring feed flashed onto my phone, my stomach lurched like a ship in a hurricane. There were yesterday's fresh silk sheets, now twisted like a greasy rag. Rolling across them, my so-called stay-at-home husband, Greg, and the woman he'd introduced as his distant cousin, Jade. Seriously, this app wastes no time. Straight to the dirtbag, cheating on his wife. One comment read, "Real or not, it's serving us alpha female energy on arrival. Is this even allowed on the air? Greg, it's day one of my business trip. You're hooking up with that homewrecker on the bed I smoothed out this morning?" At that point I couldn't even cry, just pure, distilled nausea. If the wronged wife's reaction is this raw, the devs really did their homework. App knows exactly what viewers crave. On screen, Jade rested her head on Greg's chest, finger tracing slow, flirty circles on his pec. "Honey, I've stuck around forever. When are you finally dumping that doormat?" Her voice dripped grievance and hurry. My heart's burning up waiting. "Don't tell me you're getting soft." Greg let out a snicker dripping with disdain. "Divorce her, babe. Pocket change at best. That dump of a loft. That beater Tesla. Even panhandlers would sneer." A smug, wolfish grin split his face. "I'm aiming way higher than leftover scraps. I'm gonna lock her up. Completely." He yanked Jade against him, breath hot with scheming as he whispered in her ear, "And I'll make her puke every penny back into my lap. When? Then. I can afford to wait. My belly can't." He lifted her chin with a cocky flick. "Relax. Once the idiot's locked away, her fortune, her everything ours. Spend it any way you like. Princess." Creep cheats and plots to jail his own wife. Blame women. Obviously. Stay home. Cook. Pop babies. None of this happens. They never should have let chicks into universities. Talk about Olympic-grade trash. My head detonated. Hours earlier he'd folded my work blazers, kissing me goodbye. Now he wanted me behind bars and robbed the salary I bled for so he and his soulmate can waltz off into the sunset. Do I have a sucker tattooed on my forehead? The guy beside me on the plane had forgotten his earbuds. A relationship lawyer's live stream buzzed like a mosquito. "Lawyer, I've had it." A man's resentful growl drilled into my ear. "Greg, why was he calling in?" Curious, I opened the stream and started screen recording. My wife's definitely bugged my phone. She treats me like a suspect 24/7. His pitch shot up. Wounded pride oozing. $5,000 a month allowance. Might as well toss coins at a beggar. It's humiliating. Castrating. Dignity. You had dignity while hooking up with the homewrecker on my silk sheets. $5,000. Funny how $648 game top UPS never wounded your pride. Counselor. Bottom line, he dropped to a hiss. If I dig up fake proof she cheated, can I have her jailed? Couple years minimum. And if I drain her accounts once she's locked up, any chance cops track me? How risky? Wait, this is legit, not staged. This wronged wife just hit the jackpot of bad luck. Knew that woman was shady. Only skanks collect evidence like this. Spend less time trolling. Loser. Greg, you bastard. Accusing me of cheating. 3 years ago you were a penniless intern sweating in the lobby, flashing puppy eyes every time I walked in. Wife, you grind too hard. Let me run the household. Married 2 years. You game all day. I pay the bills. Cover the mortgage. Bankroll your parents. And you whine that 5K is an insult? White-hot rage rocketed to my skull. My fingers trembled. Fine. You want war. Let's dance. Whoever backs down loses. I squeezed my fists, a razor-thin smile slicing across my face. Girl, file that divorce now. He wouldn't know treasure if it bit him, unlike me. 8-pack, 6 feet 1 inch, killer chef skills. Used goods plus divorce. Not interested, unless she's got a million seed round for me. Dude, S-takes are as weak as his work ethic. My nails dug crescents into my palms, pain focused me icily. Investigate. Turn him inside out. Want me locked up? I'll take you down first. I opened the app. Amazon, groceries, paid via our joint card. Utilities, auto-debited from me. $5.99 t-shirts. $64.80 game crystals, ledger clean. Travel apps, blank. Venmo payments, my grocery transfers. Plus pocket change lattes and cigarette money, zero suspicious cash. Greg, you buried deep and played me for a fool. Fury. Shame, mostly the urge to slap myself. I swiped into the step bed app. He teased me daily. Wife, your step count's tragic, hurts my reward points. Today's entry popped. Collected buddy energy, 180G, 180G. Wait. Movie tickets? My heart spiked like a defibrillator. Fingers hammering the AMC app. I keyed in his number. History. Today 3:30 p.m. AMC Metroplex. IMAX. 2 seats. Side by side. Gotcha. Jade. Let's see you worm out of this one. 100 revenge plots detonated in my skull. Taking notes. New standard for spouse stakeouts. Living with a woman like that is suffocating. How can you blame a guy for cheating? Sis. Give me a heads up when you file for divorce. Surprise inspections don't scare me. How can a man live off a woman? Sis. I'm a woman, let me do it. The bathroom door clicked. Greg stepped out, rubbing a towel through his hair. He flashed his best adorable grin. Babe, gotta run in a bit. Buddy's on a business trip. Asked me to swing by and feed the cat. Check a pipe. Feed a cat. More like feed a vixen. Look at that styled hair. That cologne fog. Anybody'd think you're walking a runway. Suck in that gut. Think it's a six-pack. I forced my lips up. Sure thing. Honey, drive safe. Try not to accidentally hop on the interstate. What are you talking about? Babe, don't worry. I'll be right back after the cat. Relief washed over him. He hummed tunelessly and breezed out the door. The instant it shut, my grin collapsed. I rushed to the window, watched him drive away. I snatched my bag, cap, oversized shades, and bolted. Hailed a cab. Driver. AMC Metroplex, step on it. Oh my god. Are we about to go live? So wild. I'd never marry a woman like her. No man can keep face outside. Then marry a man. Buddy. I crouched behind an IMAX column, heart pounding like a drum. 3:30 p.m., he showed. Flashy shirt, hair sculpted into a mess. That cloud of cheap gel mixed with pricey cologne smacked you from yards away. He scoped the lobby like a thief, then ducked in alone. 2 tickets. Where is she? Where's Jade? Is this a joke? A fresh wave of fury surged. Half an hour of tedious waiting passed. Greg suddenly hunched and stood, scanning left and right, then slunk into a tiny side door marked staff only. Projection booth. Kinky. Wow. He can't think there are no cameras in there. The whole internet's watching. Dude, the web's already watching. What's one more angle? I tiptoed over, breath locked in my chest. Door ajar. Machines droning. Muffled noises inside. Baby, missed you so much. Let me kiss you. Greg's voice was sticky, panting, enough to make me gag. Quit it. The door isn't shut. Someone might see. Jade squeaked. I'll pretend protest. So what? Nobody monitors this place. Urgency crackled in Greg's tone. Tonight, same spot. Room 808 at the downtown Marriott. Rooms booked. Once we get that doormat locked up and the money's ours. No more sneaking. Snap, snap. I raised my phone, used the slit of light. Burst shots firing, frame after frame. Greg pinning Jade against the frigid projector rack, snorting kisses up her neck, one hand groping her waist. Evidence, filthy pair. You're finished. I gnashed my teeth until copper tinged my tongue, killing the urge to barge in and claw their eyes out. Spinning on my heel, I fled. Couldn't stomach another second. Back in the rideshare, hands trembling, hate and thrill swirling together. I pulled up Finn's number and dialed. Sis-in-law? Finn's voice floated, guilt-soaked. I skipped the pleasantries. Voice ice-cold. Finn, you knew about Greg and Jade the whole time. Right. That's his college sweetheart, not some long-lost cousin. Sis, you can't sling mud like that. My brother worships you. Panic pitched his squeak. 50 grand. Cash. I cut him off. 20 up front. Right now. Spill everything on those two, and how Greg planned to screw me. Dead air for seconds, only his ragged breath wrestling with greed. Finn, I warned. Naked threat. I can pull his hotel history. I can bury you too. 50K buys a straight answer. Sis, greed won. Greg's a piece of trash. He and Jade never broke up. He brags you're his human ATM. Says once he locks you up and grabs the cash they're jetting abroad. Claims Jade's 10 times softer than you. Waits on him hand and foot. Human ATM. Softer. Hand and foot. Great. Just great. Greg, another 50. I dangled more bait. Help me, and you get 100 grand in cash. Fail or snitch. I chuckled coldly. That voice memo plus the cover-ups you've run for him will surface. Pick. Finn, say it, sis. I'll walk through fire. Greed crushed brotherly loyalty. Tonight, Hotel 808 at the Marriott, correct? I pounced. He gulped. Why? Yeah. Sis, you're unreal. Now, go find Greg. I snapped. Tell him you spotted me near the Metroplex this afternoon, skulking like I was tailing him. It freaked you out. You need to strategize? Meet at the Brooklyn East Cafe. Hold him there until 8:30 sharp. Don't let him leave a second sooner. A guilty husband plus a frantic buddy, he'll bite. Delay him. 2 grand transfers instantly. The remaining 80 after. Screw up and, well, you know the recording finds its audience. Done. Sis. I'll staple him to that cafe seat. Finn crowed. Staking everything. Deal. I zapped him 500 fork gas via Venmo. I scrubbed the penthouse security feed. Found the clearest clip of Jade stepping inside. Staring straight at the lens. Around her neck, a tiny rose gold pendant, way too familiar. I restored my deleted Amazon history, bingo. Identical necklace. Bought 2 months ago. Shipped to her office lobby. Paid with our family joint card, 3 grand plus change. Perfect. Living off my money to spoil your mistress? Shameless, using wife's cash to bankroll a mistress. Way too smooth to be real. Scripted? If this is staged, I'll shampoo upside down. Who nukes their own rep for ratings? I spun up a fresh burner account and blasted Jade's high-def necklace selfie, plus the Amazon receipt. Jade, the pendant suits you. Doesn't it chafe knowing it was charged to your lover's wife? 8:30 tonight. Room 808 at the Marriott. Cute, I've got the next door suite. Guess who I'm bringing to your little show? Inside 10 minutes every family group chat on my phone blew up. Greg's line was melting down. Ha! Finn stalling him. Jade spam texting fury. Greg's scalp must be on fire. Nothing beats dogs fighting dogs. 8 p.m. Parked near the downtown Marriott. Finn's Venmo message exploded. Sis. Got him pinned at the cafe. Jade won't stop calling. Greg's face is bright red. Bolted to the John. Came out snarling. They're toast. I'll drag this to 8:30. Good boy. Pick up your 10 grand tomorrow. 8:20. Ball cap. Mask. Plain tote. I glide into the elevator and key into 809. The instant the latch clicks. Muffled sobs and Greg's savage hiss leak through the wall from 808. 825. Knock. DoorDash. 2 hot Americanos. Thanks. I palm the steaming cups. Now. Kick the door. Why coffee? I'm dying here. Relax. Top tier viewers, cue the suspense. Queen, you look lethal with that cup. Sugar mommy me. 8:30 sharp. I dial 911. I'm reporting suspicious activity in progress. Room 808 at the downtown Marriott. Female, Jade. Male, Greg. Evidence of misusing joint marital funds for gifts and hotel trysts. Sending docs now. Click. I bundled. Jade flaunting the necklace. Paid with family card. $3. 299-inch highlighted. Greg's livestream clip. I'll drain her account and run, and push the pack to the city's thirstiest gossip sites under the headline, Gold-digging husband, lives off wife, plots jail, bank heist, cheats with ex, pics, audio inside, boots thunder outside, police, open up, routine check. 808 devolves into squawks and furniture crashes. I fling 809's door wide just as cops ram the next suite. Greg's shirt is buttoned sideways, hair a mess, face ashen. Jade's mascara has smudged. She trembles like a wet cat. Officers, those two, I say, cool and clear. I heard them discussing misusing marital funds. Greg whips around, eyeballs bulging. Vivian, you, here, his voice phrase. Greg, but you said you were feeding the cat. My tone cracks with heartbreak while I launch both Americanos square into his face. How could you? An officer's gaze cuts into Greg. IDs, and now. You too. He snaps at Jade. His partner clocks the rumpled silk sheets and Jade's overstuffed purse. That the result of misused funds? Misunderstanding. Greg splutters. She's my girlfriend. Greg, I'm your wife. So she's your girlfriend? Girlfriend? The officer smirks. We have payment records. IDs, station. Both of you. She set me up. Vivian, you viper. Greg howls. Finger jabbing. I blink tears. Husband. Finn said you had an emergency. You both lied? My helpless gaze flicks between them. Oscar grade wronged wife. Greg's jaw hangs mute. Jade can only bawl. Move. Cuffs click. They're marched out like strays. Leaning on the doorframe. I murmur just loud enough for Greg. Thank your good buddy. How else could I know? I let the ellipsis hang. A knife to his ego. Savage. No violence. All chaos. Peak catharsis. Future scripts better benchmark this. Anyone else stand the wronged wife's acting? Greg's spine stiffens. He forgets to resist until the elevator swallows him. Buzz. Gossip page. Dropped. Pinning to trending tab. Viral in minutes. I smile at the descending floor numbers. Enjoy the free police station coffee and trending tab spotlight. Greg, you wanted me behind bars and my savings in your pocket. Now your alpha pride is garbage. Back in 809 I shut the door. Name, ID number. The desk officer growls. Officer, really, she's my girlfriend. Greg's plea dies under fluorescent light. Girlfriend? The cop never lifts his eyes. Family card buys, girlfriends a $3,000 necklaces. We'll pull every check-in you ever paid. Laughter drifts from holding cells. Greg's cheeks redden. Jade keeps crying. The noise only sharpens the interrogator's grin. Talk. Money trail, now. The baton taps the table like a metronome. Separated. Exhausted. They contradict themselves before they finish sentences. While they stew, the city's biggest meme mill erupts. Leech husband caught. Audio. Receipts. Mugshots imminent. Insufficient evidence for criminal charges. But the shared finances, lavish gifts, and public cheating earn them a joint warning. A permanent file. This guy's redefined low. Eats soft rice and still wants to throw his sugar mama in jail. He used a shared card to buy the mistress a necklace. That move's so dumb it's impressive. Wronged wife crushed it. Drain her account and bolt. The voice memo is smoking gun evidence. This isn't just cheating. It's attempted theft. Wait. Is this some random civilian making her debut? It's real. I'm the security cam. I tracked every second. I need the wronged wife's contact info. Want her as my mentor. That revenge was chef's kiss. Greg and Jade's personal details, workplaces, pixelated photos, were dredged up by helpful netizens. The tiny agency that had kept Greg on its payroll for tax purposes called at once. Greg, you train wreck. You've ruined our reputation. You're fired. Out. Now. Jade's employer politely suggested she take some time off until the heat dies down. The day he slunk out of the precinct, the first thing waiting for Greg was the divorce filing and the formal lawyer's letter I'd asked my attorney to hand deliver. The agreement boiled down to 2 clauses. 1. The husband has committed grave fault, cheating, malicious diversion/squandering of joint assets. Evidence conclusive, and voluntarily renounces all marital property, house, cars, savings. 2. The husband must reimburse the wife for joint funds he used to buy the third party. Jade. Items, necklace. $3. $2.99, plus the room charge for their hotel trysts. When Greg saw the papers, his eyes went blood red. Vivian. Ruthless. You want me out with nothing. Dream on. My lawyer adjusted his gold-rimmed glasses. Voice calm. Greg, this agreement is your least worst option. Refuse to sign and we file in court immediately. At trial. You're cheating. The recording where you asked how to send your wife to prison. Your talk of vanishing with the money. And your spending joint assets on the mistress will all become exhibits. And as you know, once litigation starts, the fallout won't stop at financial loss. Greg's face cycled from scarlet to white to green. He knew the evidence could bury him and invite bigger trouble. Hands shaking. He signed. His pride shattered. Finn had already blocked him and vanished with the $100,000 hush money. Relatives. After learning his heroics, they stopped picking up. He became a pariah, spat on by all, booted out with nothing. Greg's pockets were cleaner than his conscience. He rented the cheapest studio in a rundown Brooklyn apartment complex, roaches included free. He interviewed. HR saw his name, exchanged weird looks, asked 2 polite questions, and showed him out. He tried DoorDash. Customer recognized him. Yo, isn't this the guy who wanted to live off his wife and jail her? Laughter chased him halfway down the block. Jade couldn't stand the whispers and their fights. Screamed at him, grabbed his last cash and ghosted faster than Finn. With the trash taken out, my life shrugged off a 1,000-pound weight and shifted into top gear. Vivian, this app launch, your victory. Spectacular. Without you, the whole project would have failed. My boss Victor declared in the department meeting. Admiration shining. Thanks, Victor. Team effort. I answered, smiling. Poised. Manager Sterling. Headhunters called again. VP slot. 7-figure package. At lunch, a coworker scooted over, made an exaggerated money sign with her fingers, and winked. Thinking about it, I stirred my Americano and laughed. Let's see. The resources and opportunities Victor gives me here are hard to beat. Salary. Nice. But nothing beat how good life felt now. The cash from selling the reclaimed house and car, plus years of savings and smart investments, had multiplied my assets several times over. Career climb plus smart investing equals bulletproof confidence. Weekend. Premium downtown gym. Private training zone. Vivian, your core is insane. These lines, perfection. The female trainer cheered. In the mirror, I wore a pro sports tank. Sleek. Sculpted muscles glowed under the lights. Eyes sharp and bright, unrecognizable from the drained woman marriage had caged months earlier. Workouts, skincare, classes, travel, every dollar and minute spent on myself paid visible dividends. Euphoric. At the industry summit, I took the stage as an invited keynote speaker, speaking fluently on next wave tech trends. Spotlights, poise, radiance. In a back corner, a hunched figure hauled water jugs, temporary event staff, Greg. Ill-fitting uniform, greasy hair, eyes darting, trying to shrink into invisibility. During the break, champagne in hand, I chatted with several industry leaders. Our gazes crossed by chance. His stare spelled shock, venom, but mostly bone-deep regret and despair. My glance brushed over him like he was dust, a faint winner's smile on my lips, and I turned back to the executives beside me. Extra context. 3 months earlier I'd noticed Greg suddenly cared about grooming, thick hair gel before heading out, chewing gum non-stop. A woman's intuition, terrifyingly accurate. I hired a PI, but all he captured were flirtatious crumbs. Right then my company launched a surveillance streaming app offering wrong spouses bulletproof evidence and live broadcasts. Keep the proof. Watch the social downfall in real time. If the pilot succeeded, the general manager seat was mine. I knew my moment had arrived. I deliberately told Greg I'd be on a business trip, swamped, pulling all-nighters, gifted him a lapel pin, tiny camera inside, as sorry I can't be around, borrowed his phone, used our shared card to buy Jade that necklace, also wired with a camera. From that point, my marriage ended and my career skyrocketed. Thanks for listening. If you liked the story, please hit like and share with friends. Drop your thoughts in the comments, subscribe for more, and see you next time.